Is it all too much? Do you feel like you're constantly battling stress? Imagine transforming that stress into calm confidence. Welcome to the first session of stress treatment, where we guide you through simple, life-changing techniques. In this treatment, you will learn how to manage stress. Our stress treatment video series includes these 8 essential sessions. Each is presented as a separate video. 1. What is stress? 2. The life compass. 3. Exercise, sleep, short breaks. 4. Functional analysis. 5. Stressful thoughts. 6. Soothing breathing. 7. Conscious presence. 8. Stay the course. To fully benefit from this treatment, we recommend you watch these 8 videos sequentially and engage with the tasks and exercises provided in each one. We also recommend that you watch and work on one program from this treatment each week. Don't rush to get through it faster than that. The goal of each program is to behave a certain way over the week after you watch the video. Let's kick off this transformative journey with our first empowering session. What is stress? Remember, this is your time, your space, and your path to a stress-free life. Welcome to eMINDy Therapy, and welcome to a brighter, lighter you. People are made to cope with short-term stress. Illness is not created by stress per se, but by long-term stress without the possibility of recovery. In order to quickly and efficiently deal with unexpected dangers, humans have through evolution developed a system that starts automatically. Humans thus have a well-developed ability to deal with sudden threats. This automatic reaction is often called the fight or flight reaction. And when it starts, several things happen in the body, completely automatically. When we encounter something dangerous, we must react quickly, often without thinking. In order for us to be able to react so quickly, the physiology of the body changes automatically. When that reaction starts, we notice that the muscles become tense, the breathing rate increases, digestion slows down, and we start sweating. In just a few seconds, our body is ready for flight or struggle. This reaction has been, and still is, necessary for human survival. It is easy to understand how important this reaction has been if we think about how it has helped our ancestors. The people who fled when a bear came running survived to a greater extent than the people who first thought through different alternatives. It is the same automatic reaction that today helps us react to save ourselves when a car comes driving towards us, or when something catches fire. There is nothing wrong with the reaction itself, but it can lead to problems for us when the reaction starts often without any real danger. Our automatic physiological reactions have been developed for a long time to help us deal with dangerous situations. This reaction has helped us run faster or hit harder in situations where we have had to do so to survive. In the world we live in today, we are constantly receiving information about possible threats, such as climate change and unemployment. Many of us also live lives that are more or less filled with personal threats, such as payment plans, retirement savings, social exclusion, and the risk of failure in front of others. For our brains, there is no difference between real dangers and personal possible threats. Our automatic fight and flight reaction starts even though there is no real danger. If we end up in a threatening situation or have stressful thoughts, the body's alarm goes off. When the alarm goes off, a number of hormones, mainly cortisol, adrenaline, and norepinephrine, are secreted, which in turn start a series of physiological changes in the body. These physiological reactions help us to react, run fast, and use our strength. When the alarm goes off, the body prepares for an acute battle and no energy remains for repair, digestion, and building up. This has several consequences for us. On the next slide, you will find a list of common consequences. In which of the options do you recognize yourself? Consequences of the fight and flight reaction. Your blood sugar level rises and you get more energy. You start breathing faster to get more oxygen into your body. The heart beats faster to pump out oxygen and sugar in the body. Your digestive system shuts down and you may have stomach problems or dry mouth. In a life-threatening situation, digestion is not a priority. You start sweating to cool your body. Endorphins are released and you become less sensitive to pain. The reproductive system is put on hold, and the immune system tries hard until it can no longer cope. Our bodies are made to handle short-term stress reactions, not long-term ones. If the stress reaction is started over and over again without a break, our bodies are worn down. When the body wears down in this way, we notice it in different ways. We can divide stress symptoms into 4 different categories: cognitive, physical, behavioral, and emotional. Your body will try to signal to you if it starts to get worn out. Your task will be to listen to the body's signals. The cognitive stress symptoms can be confusion of thoughts, difficulty following discussions or your own thoughts, concentration problems, impaired memory, difficulty making decisions, difficulty working in a structured way. In which of the symptoms do you recognize yourself? Muscle tension, headache, palpitations, chest tightness, stomach problems, e.g. stomach pain, gas, diarrhea, constipation, nausea, difficulty falling asleep or many awakenings at night, high blood pressure, hypertension, decreased sex drive, difficult to get an erection, both female and male, altered smell, sight, touch, dizziness, skin problems, menstrual disorder, fatigue, often ill. In which of the symptoms do you recognize yourself? The common behavioral stress symptoms are concern, anxiety, feelings that are stronger than usual, sudden emotional and mood swings, crying attacks, easily irritated, panic attacks, emotional isolation, difficulty feeling emotions, low mood, feelings of futility, feelings of guilt, restlessness. In which of the options do you recognize yourself? Doing several things at once, trying to be more efficient, aggressive driving, quarrels, using food, alcohol, drugs, tobacco as a relief, isolates, walks fast, dwelling, walks around aimlessly, planning, passivity, aimlessly scrolling. In which of the options do you recognize yourself? You have probably thought about what stresses people, and you may have noticed that it might be different for different people. The things that trigger stress reactions are usually called stressors. A stressor can be something that someone says, a thought, conflicts, lack of time, and much more. We have listed some of the most common stressors on the next slides. Common stressors are lack of time, not having time for everything on the to-do list, economic problems, high demands from outside, from, for example, parents, partner, or manager, high demands from within, for example, should thinking, performance anxiety, fear of making mistakes, unemployment, conflicts, disease, to always be connected, like by SMS, email, messages, etc., crowds, queues, noise, life changes, for example, change jobs, had children, or get separated, heavy workload, low control over the work situation, social exclusion or loneliness, unfairness, and concerns about the climate. Do you recognize yourself in any of them, or is it something else that stresses you out? Answer this homework now. What stresses you out? Are there any stressors you can remove? Can you reduce the workload already now in any way? When people are faced with great challenges, a common strategy is to put in a little extra effort. If your boss asks you to bring forward a deadline, you can either say yes or no. Many say yes, which means hurrying up, putting in more effort, and maybe working overtime. It often pays off in the short term. The boss is satisfied, and we avoid the discomfort of saying no. If this happens once in a while, it probably won't lead to any problems in the long run. But if it becomes a pattern and we find ourselves struggling for a long time, it can lead to problems. The next time the boss asks us to bring forward a deadline, we have less energy left. Our brain has learned that it pays off to make an extra effort, and therefore we do the same thing again. We then have even less energy left. A negative spiral is gradually created. Having a tough period from time to time usually does not lead to illness. Stress-related illness is instead caused by prolonged stress without the possibility of regular recovery. If the balance between load and recovery is uneven, we need to do something about it. We can either reduce the load or increase the recovery. It is often good to start with both at the same time. Recovery reduces the stress response and returns the body's physiological activation to a more neutral state. Recovering means turning off the alarm instead of letting it howl. Like we must let go of the car's accelerator, we also have to let go of the body's stress load. The car must be refueled/charged, just like our bodies. The amount of recovery you need depends largely on how stressed you are. If you have a heavy load, you need more recovery than if you have a lighter load. How much recovery you need depends not only on how much you have at work right now, but also on other factors, such as illness, lifestyle, and other stressful events in your private life. There are no rules for what is recovery. You will need to try and evaluate along the way. In general, it is often good to try activities that are different from the activities that stress you out. If you have a job with high demands on concentration, you may have a greater need for recovery that does not require concentration. If you think this is the case for you, you can try some monotonous activity that you feel completely comfortable with, such as planting, painting, mowing the lawn, etc. Most of us also need some kind of lazy activity, such as flicking through a newspaper or lazing around on the sofa. Social activities are also perceived by many as restorative as long as they don't contain a large portion of social demands. As you probably know, physical activity is usually emphasized in this context. To wrap up, the fight and flight reaction is a stress reaction that has been necessary for human survival. When we are stressed, the fight and flight reaction can start without us being exposed to any real danger. When the stress reaction starts repeatedly, we are unable to rest, and we can suffer from cognitive, physical, emotional, and behavioral stress symptoms. Enduring a tough period from time to time is normal. It's when we are exposed to long-term stress without the possibility of regular recovery that we suffer from stress-related health issues. Your tasks for this week are: 1. Think about what causes you stress. Are there any stressors you can eliminate? 2. Plan at least one recovery activity per day in the coming week. Well done, my friends. This series is more than just an exploration. It's a step-by-step guide designed to equip you with effective, easy-to-integrate tools and insights. From the Life Compass, that helps you navigate through life's challenges, to soothing breathing techniques that bring instant calm, each video is a stepping stone towards a more serene and empowered you. We believe that everyone deserves access to the keys of mental well-being without barriers. That's why here at eMINDy Therapy, we've distilled the essence of therapeutic wisdom into simple, actionable sessions that you can access anytime, anywhere, and in any language through subtitles. Just click on the subtitle setting and choose your desired language. Remember, this is your time, your space, and your path to a stress-free life.